All right, so we are live right now. So do you want to just go ahead and start off with introductions?
Hey, all right, sounds good. Hey everybody, I'm Major Flash with the Third Infantry Division Realism Unit. Also owner of um, Milsim Units. But yeah, thanks for having me. It's good.
So, uh, shit, never do two things at once. So Milsim Eunice is not your first baby.
No, no. Third ID here definitely was. I joined that back in 2006. So being
Jesus.
able to, and that's the thing is that the unit was already around for 3 years. That this started in 2003. So, but back then it was like we played. They played Day of Defeat um, and America's Army. America's Army won back then. So
Shit, yeah, I remember that shit. The America's Armor. I got that one of the games from the fucking Army Recruiter.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly how I got my copy too. Is my brother was enlisting in 2001, and 2000, yeah, 2001, 2002, just before 9/11, he enlisted, July of '01, and that's when we got a copy of the very first game, maybe like shortly after, because but yeah, and started playing it on our home family computer to where you could have 56K dial up and still be able to game a little bit in the early days of gaming, but um, definitely uh, definitely a fun game as it went through. We ended up so like I said, I played that before I joined the third. I ended up enlisting myself and then served with the third ID. So then when I got back from a tour with serving with the real third ID, I was playing America's Army, maybe two at the time because it would have been 2006 time frame, and then found that server and I joined it, and the rest is history. I got recruited by a specialist York into the unit. So
So you actually wait. So you actually like enlisted.
yeah, yeah, I started. That's one of the unique things about our unit is, obviously not just being 22 years old, is every single soldier here started as a private trainee. Outside of like maybe a merger situation to where maybe they started as a specialist or a corporal, for like one or two people of that merger throughout the years, but for the most part, 99% of everybody that started with the third has started as a private trainee and kind of went through all those time and grades to for months and years. And I mean, of course, yeah, I have 19 years in now, but we have a couple others that are in the fives and fours, and you know, and you know, throughout time, of course, gaming's a fickle thing, right? You can commit for a while in some of these units, and they go. You have a pretty good career, and then life catches up. Life caught up to me a couple times, and I, just kind of powered through it, or relied on my command staff or our team just in general, saying, hey, I've family situations, divorce, kids, anything like that, and then they kind of step up, and you take a not necessarily an LOA, but just a step back from being able to game as much as you love to. But yeah, definitely you don't run a unit this long and be, I guess, this old without having great staff and great community and great culture.
So what was your job when you first joined 3ID? Like, what was the one thing you started out with, and from there, what what was your next step? Like going from there, like you go from step A to where you are now.
Definitely started off as a fire team member. If I recall, Alpha Squad. They weren't even first squad or second squad back then, so it wasn't. It wasn't founded by um, military people. Um, they were obviously just gaming enthusiasts, and thought of the third ID. So when I joined, I did bring a lot of the military structure and the military stuff to it, but being able to, you know, that I couldn't do within my first year or two when I was there. It took a little while to get up through the ranks, but I served as a fire team member as a private first class. Got into fire team leading and squad leading, and I stayed the NCO route all the way up to first sergeant, and then um, took another deployment. So I was gone, um, and kind of had to take an LOA. And when I got back, it definitely wasn't the same unit, and that would have been like 2008, 2007, late 2007, 2008 timeframe. And when that happened, the leader was there, a handful, maybe a dozen or two soldiers were there. Just trying to scrap it all together. Just wasn't held very well, and ultimately, then I commissioned. Talking to the company commander, Captain White at the time, and we commissioned me. I and started rebuilding. Was a platoon leader, and then sooner or later worked my way up to where um, we got enough to open up like an HHC company, to where then I kind of ran like the admin side of the unit for a little while,
Uh,
and then
what?
ultimately
What company?
HHC, so headquarters company.
Ah,
So, and then at that point, then we just went and me and that company commander, we swapped roles. I became company commander, he became HHC commander, and then he ended up retiring, and the rest is history. I kind of then just
he,
took it,
he
took
said
it and ran.
he said, "Fuck it, I'm done. You take over."
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I give and Captain White is somebody that's still in the gaming area. I see him play quite a lot. Good guy overall. So I'm glad to see he still pops in every now and then and says hi. But
So,
yeah, it's one of those that he knew the original owners, which was Lieutenant Colonel Toby and a Major's Matthews, which were the ones that started it. But again,
and
back
and this all
we're
started on Arma, or not Arma, America's Army and all that shit, like
yeah,
old
America's
days.
Army and Day Defeat. Yeah, real old days. Other games throughout the I guess 2 decades that we've played. I mean, we've gotten into some Battlefield. We were in Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3. We had some times in there. We had America's Army, obviously, through its entire lifespan from our America's Army 1, 2, 3, and AAPG. We shut that down in like 2018 officially when all the military kind of shut the game down, because it was owned by the U.S. Army or the United States government. And then we've had like short stints of like Medal of Honor. That was a game that had a short life. Played some Insurgency, and then transferred from Insurgency to Insurgency Sandstorm. And then, of course, we picked up Operation Arrowhead, Arma 2, um, and then took that into Arma 3. And that's kind of where we're at right now. That's our only supported game currently right now that we officially have campaigns and operations and do everything on, with some hopefully good intent of dabbling and getting into Reforger here, potentially next year. So we'll see, because we have to, just like any Arma 3 or even any Reforger unit, sooner or later we all got to make that jump and plan to come in for Arma 4 in 2027. So
All right, rock on. So, if you don't mind me prodding a little bit, like what did you do in the army?
I was military police. I served as 31 Bravo military police.
Ah, you were shore patrol week.
Not back then. Back then, when you have two active wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, we called ourselves multi-purpose. Um, a lot of the stuff that we ended up doing was convoy security, PSD, so personal security detachment. We would, a lot of times like Camp Baka and some of the EPW camps over in Iraq. We would, for the most part, be the inspectors slash trainers. They'd, an infantry battalion or company or whatever would be assigned to be like the guards, I guess you can say, the day on day out guards. And since we were trained in prisoner detainment and all that, we would be the ones training them as well as making sure that you know all the laws are followed. And back then there was a instance with Camp Baka, to be exact,
Are you
to
are you
where
talking about are you talking about Abu Ghraib?
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah, something.
if all
Uh,
if all the young ones that are listening, after this stream, look up the situation that include Abu Ghraib. That was
Was
that
not
was
that was not
that
military police, by the way.
that was just fucking what was it? That was military. That was MI, wasn't it? The
I,
military intel. Cause
well,
they were beating the
yeah,
piss out of people just to get info.
they were doing stuff. Yeah, they were definitely doing some stuff.
Fucking some of the guys that were involved are still in Leavenworth.
Yeah, I guarantee they probably are.
Fucking
Yeah, there was like leashes and dog collars and all that stuff involved, and that's just
yeah,
yeah,
stuff with
probably
the
probably
baton.
that
Stuff.
obviously I think happened probably in like '03, '04, so
That
before
was
in other times they're okay. It doesn't happen now. So
yeah. Fucking all right. So starting with the history, what does like or besides before we go into like current offers has that you and the 3ID leadership considered like um monkeys? What the fuck? I know who it is. Have you guys considered like when BF6 comes out? Is there a plan for 3ID to move in?
no, I mean we got quite a few people that are obviously, of course, enjoying the beta. I myself actually just installed it right before this recording, before this live. So I haven't got a chance to dabble myself. Busy last weekend, and really tonight's really my only opportunity to have some fun on it. Um, but it Battlefield um, is one of those that it's a run gun die. It's a Call of Duty. Um, run gun die, repeat, respawn, and do it again. But there are there's some ways to make it a milsim. I would not consider Battlefield genre at all as a milsim. Um, it obviously is a military shooter, an FPS, but it's definitely not meant to have um, some sort of I go what do you say, strategy or tactics or anything like that. It's very, very fast paced versus milsim games, things like Hell Let Loose or Arma or Reforger. Of course, there's those fast paced moments. However, there's still enough time. There's enough downtime and dead time that you can turn
Right.
it into
Plus,
being more
plus with the
more tactical.
yeah, plus with when the game finally comes out, the maps that we're supposedly beta testing are actually enlarged to where they're actually supposed to be. Um, you're gonna have fucking the ability to edit, pretty much go through the map like Halo Forge, and just like take out certain things and bring in certain aspects. A fucking that in itself.
Well, there's a mod already like being talked about. And I was talking to a content creator who's trying to make some good content about the Battlefield 6 and being bridging that gap between back in the day like there was Project Reality, right? The Project Reality mod for Battlefield, and same thing as I think this one's called Portal
Wasn't
or something
wasn't
along
that
those lines.
was yeah? That's Portal's the one where you'd be able to edit shit. Um,
Correct. Yep.
wasn't the reality, Project Reality? Wasn't it just like enhanced visuals for BF4?
Uh, I'm not sure. I never played BF4. I stopped at 3.
You
But
missed out on that shit.
mine was Bad Company 2 and Battlefield 3, and then
Yeah,
by the
'cause
time the others came out, we were
someone actually modded us like they were on Paracel Storm and they had it running on Unreal Engine, and the difference was that night and day pretty much. It's like
okay.
I'm not sure if that's the one you're talking about. So if that was, and fucking bring that shit. I'm not sure
Yeah.
what all difference there'll be in game system like PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles.
Yeah, I mean, obviously getting into, I mean, the game that's kind of really bridging that cross play in my mind right now is definitely Reforger. On definitely now that PS5 has mods, and so
They
it's
just got mods.
yeah, they just got well, maybe what a couple months ago. I remember that announcement. Of course, they've had access to to Reforger now for has to be over a
Half a
year,
year,
maybe. Don't
half
quote
a
me.
year at least.
Yeah, half a year, and I thought I remember hearing because quite a few units out there for Reforger are multi cross-platform and everything, and that has to be tough. Obviously the console side of it, Xbox and PlayStation, they don't have a lot of the luxuries that PC does in terms of storage and upgradable storage, but um,
You can actually fucking swap
obviously.
out SSDs on the PS5. I'm not sure what all you
Oh
can
yeah,
do on that Series X.
yeah, I'm not fully sure. I'm a PC guy. Of course, I own a PlayStation. I own an Xbox, but can't tell you the last time I turned them on. And really, I'm just a sports person when it comes to console players. I cannot joystick thumb turn around and gun and shoot and yeah, I'm a monkey when it comes to that stuff. But give me a mouse and keyboard, no problem. I can do it night and day. But that's also I came up on PC before I came up on a console. I own well, family PC back when I was a kid, versus back then I think my brother, the one that enlisted, bought me and him a PlayStation 1 like in '99 or 2000 or something like that.
God
So
damn, that's shit. I still
uh,
remember when I was a little kid. I had fuckers that down the street that had Dreamcast.
mm, yeah, that's
Yes.
insane. I had an
Oh shit.
Atari.
Shit. I still got the fucking Nintendo 64. I could sell that shit for a good price.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if I bet somewhere in my parents' house there's probably an Atari sitting in an attic somewhere.
Fucking
I
hell
bet
yeah.
that would sell for a good chunk.
Yeah. The way the things are nowadays, like I should have kept my like Pokemon cards, especially, are going for a stupid amount of fucking money,
Oh
especially
God,
the first
yeah,
the first gens. Just one or two Charizards, you can fucking retire.
it's insane.
But
It's like the jumping on Bitcoin early, right? Same thing. I mean, you could have
yeah, coulda, woulda,
if
shoulda,
you
but
would
you
have
didn't.
could have jumped on that and retired with only like 5,000 investment.
Yeah, but going back to Milsim before we get too distracted with nostalgic shit.
Well,
Um,
when we're old, we have a lot of it.
yeah, I don't like to think about old. But when it comes to running operations for 3ID, how do you guys do it? And what sets you guys apart from other units? Because I
So
would take you guys do joint ops for like seeing how one unit does operations in a joint ops compared to you guys. How do you guys feel like? Is it different, or is there like many similarities?
um, I mean, I would say joint ops. We've obviously over the years dabbled in quite a few. Um, but overall, I mean, we have actually pretty heavy operations schedule. So the way that we do a lot of ours is we do full campaigns. So ideally, our campaigns generally run. If you include the train up and the FTX phase and all that, it would be January through end of November, and then we generally take the 4 weeks of December. We'll remain active duty, technically, is what we call it, for 2 of those weeks, and then we'll take 2 weeks off for Exodus, and ultimately that's a time that's extremely active for online gaming. So we're all on anyway. We're just no requirement to attend or TPR or anything like that. But our campaigns we generally will build completely out. We have an entire S2 or Intel team. We're currently right now. It's led by our captain Vandal, who obviously he's in the military right now. He's an O3, and he just has that military knowledge to be able to really write uh, a detailed
What?
campaign. So like the
You
one we're in right now is
you saying he
what's
was
that?
you saying he was 03? I was like, for a second I was gonna ask like a step on his grass, but that's Sergeant Major's grass. You don't step on.
Yeah, yeah, that's an E8, E9. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
I was,
We do have an E8 as well. He's currently on LOA because he's doing a train up for Sergeant Majors. So he trains Sergeant Majors. But yeah, you don't want to step on his grass either. But yeah, so our campaigns generally we'll run a campaign. We generally launch into them like late mid-April, and run them through the rest of the year to where it'll be a mission on one weekend. and a shaping effort mission on the next. So like we won't officially have, we track like combat operations or combat missions for all our soldiers on our PERSCOM system. And those shaping efforts are more or less a presence patrol, a hearts and mind types of mission, to where they're not exactly directed towards engagement or strict combat like the actual missions. They're there to set up. They're a shaping effort. They're a shaping mission to either uh, set up the next mission or coming off last week's mission and us, muddling through and if we got our asses whooped or whatnot. But
So you guys
um,
are actually on
for the
a
most part,
mission
it'd
right
be
now.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, let me pull it up and tell you exactly where we're at. So it's currently we're deployed to Egypt. Um,
Give you $5 to
called
give you $5 to go
Egyptian
stand on top of a
operate.
pyramid.
Been there, not on top of a pyramid, but Cairo. Yeah, so it's Operation Egyptian Collapse. Um, so ultimately it's the ISIS SP. So um, yeah, I mean, for the most part, let's just say Egypt has plunged into chaos following years of civil unrest, widespread chemical attacks, and catastrophic failure of the UN peacekeeping mission. Blah, 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 blah. Our commander's intent, which is what I issued out, is to eliminate the ISIS and rapidly secure key and hold key terrain, populous centers, target and dismantle their command, logistics, and weapon networks, coordinate technically with the Queen Sarah's Royal Army, which is the Cairo or the Egyptian government,
Wait, what is it
not the
called?
not the bad people. So, well, Queen Sarah's Royal Army.
Never heard of that one
So,
before.
yeah.
But
But yeah, overall, we run. I mean, what are we on right now? We're on shaping effort 7 and mission. We've done 9 missions, 7 shaping efforts.
how long
But
does it
and
take
that's just so
for you
far
guys to create
this.
an operation or a campaign at this size?
Oh, well, generally that's what our S2 team will do. So this will run generally through November. We'll end the storyline, end the combat, and all that at towards the end of November. We then obviously have fun here in December, enjoy our holidays, and then starting, beginning when we report back in early January, our intel team starts prepping and planning for that next one. So they generally will take the next 2 to 3 months to plan out where we're going, what we're doing, and of course, then our community has a general vote. Our command staff will say, all right, what for obviously the first thing we need to narrow down is where do we want to go, what do we want to do, what country or what enemy force do we want to go against.
Well,
In
the
this case,
well the
this
bet's gonna be
Egyptian.
fucking Southeast Asia next.
Yeah, we've that was on there. North South Korea was on our last docket. We last year we did the whole Ukraine Russia thing, so we've done that already. Um, we've done Turkey and Iraq. We've done Middle East a lot. Obviously, it's the most common, but definitely
Well,
something
yeah,
in Asia would be pretty sweet with like
yeah.
Taiwan and China, and we try to stick away from direct. Like we try to keep it realistic as well. It's never going to be the United States military versus Russia, United States military versus China.
It's gonna be
So we
proxies.
try to keep it realistic it's going to be through proxies. It's going to be through funded. We just had we've done one versus Iran, but it wasn't Iran. It was, a proxy supported militant group through Iran. And so of course then with it being proxy, I mean those forces will have things like a T-72 or whatnot because they get it from the Axis, the bad guys. But for the most part it still keeps it fun, and it doesn't, because once you go straight into another first world or a first superpower like that, I mean we don't do very much with like fixed wing in game, or only thing that we don't have any fixed wing in the third ID. U.S. Army has obviously only very little fixed wings, C-130s at best, and the Air Force really handles a lot of that. So we're just strictly U.S.
Most
Army. We don't have any of those JTACs. We don't have any of that stuff. So
most
if we ever come up
C-130 will be
against a
doing it will
fixed
be
wing,
most of C-130 will be doing will be like if you really wanted to hurt something, just either get the Spectre or just strap a Moab to the back and throw it out the back door.
yeah, 100%, 100%.
How how often
Um,
have you guys actually done that where you just like have I'm not sure if there's a Moab mod for well like has you guys ever used something to that effect?
No, I know. I think probably the largest we've ever had, you know, dropped in, and it wasn't by anybody like us. It'd be an AI pilot, but obviously GBSUs and things like that. But um, yeah, we tend to, our missions are based basically by our sole force. What we know exactly what our enemy forces potentially will have, and just like any U.S. military, we bring extra. We bring they bring a platoon, we bring a company plus, just things like that. But yeah,
Uh,
something going along those lines would be pretty sweet to drop some heavy ordnance, and of course we've had it in game to where we've dropped some heavy stuff, but it's always been like a Zeus controlled type scenario, so nothing actually live by any of us.
damn it.
That was our S2 having some fun.
Uh, Reading a chat from A Bird for our last.
Yeah, that's the lieutenant that just missed joining in.
Oh shit, he could. Yeah, he can still join.
So we can get him in here if you're fine. Bert, if
Yeah,
you want, hop on in. I'll pull you in.
last spirit. NATO Civil War. Now that sounds kind of interesting. Like duking it out with Italy and Greece.
Yeah, that would be pretty sweet.
But you know damn well as soon as Greece get in a fight with someone, Turkey's going on the side fighting Greece. Fuck. Ah shit.
All right.
Hey, what the hell?
Yeah,
I,
that was hello.
What's up? What's up, Lieutenant?
Nothing much. Sorry I was a little late. Lost track of time.
oh, you're all good, man. Um, for introduction purposes, can you and for those watching, can you just introduce yourself?
So I'm Second Lieutenant Austin Bird for the Third Infantry Division. I'm in charge of our First Platoon Infantry Company, infantry platoon, and also the OIC of our RO, which is our Recruiting and Retention Office. So I do all of our process of our new joinees and stuff. So
Oh, you can
pretty
recruit,
simple
detect,
things.
retention.
Yeah.
It's
He's
one of multiple demosses.
Shit, am I gonna get a sign-on
so the
bonus if
admin
I
side
join?
of our unit. So we of course have like the the combat side. We all have a combat role in this unit, whether it's like me, battalion commander, Lieutenant Bird here. He's our first platoon leader. So we all have that. But then to to get past a certain rank in our unit, so to be an E4 corporal or higher in our unit, one of the requirements is that you serve in what's called one of our DMOS, so duty military occupational specialties, the admin side of the unit. So that's how we really keep things flowing good. Is we kind of have those staff shops, staffed appropriately by our size. So in this case, Lieutenant here, he oversees and runs our entire recruiting and retention. He has a NCOIC which he works with. I'm actually in that department as well as a master or senior recruiter. I forget what I am, but
Master recruiter.
basically master recruiter. So being able to bring just help bring people in, kind of fitting with Milsim units, kind of two hands hand in hand. But then other shops that we have, we talked about. So recruiting and retention's our S1. Our S2 is that Intel. Our S3 houses our force improvement group. Think training. There are drill sergeants, our drill instructors, our range safety officers. They run all our training courses and leadership schools in the unit. We have S4 logistics, which covers our Corps of Engineers, which handles all our server maintenance and things like that, website upkeep. Within S4 as well, we have base maintenance operations, which handles a lot of like the roster on our website. So that's like manually entering service records and maintaining our roster profiles for the most part. And then also CID, Combat Imaging Documentation, which is in S4 as well. It's a big department. That one is all our images on our custom uniforms that we have on our PersCom system. Anything that has an image attached to it, a thumbnail, anything like that. That's done there. And then our final one is S6, which is public affairs. So those are the ones that handle all of our social media accounts, our YouTube, our streaming side of things. So like recording videos, making shorts, making short form, anything like that. Post that on our TikTok, Twitter, X, all that. So, and that's how you run a unit for 22 years. Is have
Well,
a very
shit.
strong
Damn,
DMOS team.
you're pretty much just missing a group to fucking run DFACs, and you're all set.
We do have a DFAC. Yeah, I just need
Ironically,
dinner.
we do.
Why the fuck do you have a DFACs?
They are
It's
their
just
job is to mail out the patches and the
Wait,
feature, or not the
you
features, but the
actually
dog
fuck
tags.
hold the fuck up. You actually
uh,
have patches made and you send them out to your members.
so
Patches and
actually one
dog tags.
yeah one of the unique things what Lieutenant's talking about is that we give off anniversary gifts in our unit. There's the one thing I started this, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 years ago, probably 10 years ago. And one of the unique things that, well, let me get back. There's even 10 years ago, there's thousands of units out there, right? How can you show true appreciation to somebody that has served with you? Of course, they get promoted, they get ranks, they get authority and stuff like that. That's all online bullshit, right? There's nothing actually true about any of that. It's about caring for your people, of course, treating them nice, making sure that they understand that they're a person, they have a job and responsibility in the unit. They can't fail that. However, how do you show true appreciation? Is, well, we appreciate our soldiers by, if they serve with us 1 year, 365 days. We obviously, not only during a command's promotion award ceremony, which we have one each month, we call them out saying thank you for their service this year. How many years? 1 year, 2 years, 4 years, whatever. But then at 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and then every 5 years past that point, we give off an anniversary gift to those soldiers. So in this case, Lieutenant here, he's hit his 3 year, and not too far off his 5 year, about a year or two here, right? I think a year and a half. He'll,
Year and a half,
so
yeah.
so the 1 year anniversary gift is just our standard third ID combat patch. I mailed that off to every single soldier that was willing to give me their address, or PO box or whatever, and I mailed that to them with a appreciation, a letter of appreciation for their service, for thank you for being a part of the Third Infantry Division, and then it just gets a little bit bigger. The gift gets a little bit bigger from there. A patch, that's $5, right? Not that much. Shipping shipping overseas, maybe another
I'm just
couple,
I'm just waiting for him
dollars to
I'm,
for first class back over there.
I'm waiting for him to say like, yeah, 5 years we ship out a K-bar knife. It's like, fuck yeah, man.
No, actually, we just had Captain Tucci just got the 5 year. At 5 years is one that I haven't had to do too many. So the 3 year, before I skip that, the 3 year is dog tags. So each soldier will get custom dog tags with their name. Obviously, they're like their current call sign, the position that they're currently in. And it'll be saying, honoring 3 years, 3 years of service with the Third Infantry Division Realism Unit. So that's
That's what I'm
pretty
on
that's
right
pretty
now.
standard. Yeah,
This
that's pretty standard right now. So those are the most common ones that I ship off. It's online gaming, and it could take a lot of time before things happen by year 5 that somebody may have retired. In fact, we just had one of our XOs, Lieutenant. He's not captain upon his retirement, but Lieutenant Tucci, who finally hit that at 5 year. In fact, he was staying an extra couple months. He wanted to retire, and he kind of held out so that he can get that 5 year, because we hadn't given a 5 year in probably about 5 years at that point. And prior to that, we used to give off things like gaming chairs. I'd order a custom gaming chair for them, or that got expensive though. I mean, definitely with the shipping overseas, that was the shipping alone was more than the chair. So what we did this time is it's a custom game gaming mat. So it's like a mouse pad mat, but under your keyboard and all that. And that would go, that would ship off. It's like, I think it was 19 or 18 inches tall by 34 inches wide. And it'd have like their current uniform, and all the patches that they've, all the elements that they served in from like their first squad, or whatever squad they were in. Most likely by 5 years they're in a significant position of like leadership. So they're, most likely have served in a squad, most likely have served in a platoon. And so those those element patches were on that. And we that was the first time we ever, I switched it up and went that way. Now looking at it in the next year, less than a year, 6 months to a year and a half, I think I probably have 5 or 6 soldiers that are coming up on that 5 year mark. So it's going to be,
What
a lot of
Yeah.
what
a lot of cool
happens if
stuff coming up.
Staff Sergeant Ivanov and Staff Sergeant Donnelly are all looking to hit our 5 year roughly in the same
Yeah,
like 6 month
what?
Captain
period.
Captain
Okay,
Vandal's not far off. First Sergeant Garcia's not off. Marsh isn't far off. So
Yeah.
that's okay. That's fine. What if someone reaches like 7 or 9 or 10 years?
So if we don't do any gifts after 5 years, then it goes up every 5 from there. So we don't do anything in between those. By then, if they're sticking around kind of after that 5 year mark, and are stupid and crazy like myself, then it would be um, appreciation. They're in a leadership role. In this case, like Lieutenant Bird here, he's a part of our command staff team. So we the appreciation's there, along with a couple like hits to the back of the head every once in a while from me. But it's all about showing that appreciation, and developing them. A large thing that we use our unit for is leadership development, of them as individuals. Bird can kind of go down the leadership schools that he's been in and had to go through, definitely as OCS, which he probably wasn't a fan of, but he at least learned some things and stuff and true traits that he can take and use in the real world, outside of behind a keyboard, right? So
ALC, SLDC, WLC, OCS, Ranger School.
yeah,
There's a
yeah,
fat list of them. I actually host. We just kind of swapped over to our that O3 that you guys were talking about earlier, Captain Vandal. Used to host the SLDC. He recently ran me and my second platoon counterpart, which would be Second Lieutenant Duck, through running those classes. So now we have to run SLDC. So um, last month I ran like 4 guys through SLDC, which is about a month-long course. Where effectively we go over our monthly reports and how to do those. Then we do some combat drills, as well as just some like basic leadership stuff, in the sense of like conflict resolution and stuff like that.
yes. Yeah, that's a big one that we try to teach. Obviously, this is online gaming. There's a lot of keyboard warriors out there, I'll call them. So that's one of the extensive trainings that we try to put out there is conflict resolutions with mediation, arbitration, and negotiation, of course. But that's kind of the first step between people.
What is this dang
But
hostage? Where's he at?
l- being able to have people, have cooler heads at times. Because again, it's online gaming. There's gonna be plus then we got culture differences. We're multinational. In our unit we literally have Russians, we have Ukrainians, we have Israelis. So
Wait,
you
so you
got you
you
got
got
Palestinians
massive
and
you
amounts of
Israelis.
have
different.
you got Russian players and Ukrainian players?
Yep.
We
Yeah.
had a Russian squad leader with a Ukrainian fire team member under his command, and we also had a
Yeah.
Israeli squad leader with a Palestinian team lead under his command. In fact,
Yeah.
currently under
Jesus,
my command,
Yeah.
that
under
has
my
to be
direct
fucking
command, my
tense.
RTO. Oh, it's funny. They're good jokes about it. Um,
Yeah.
my one of my squad leads, second squad leader, Afik Zavik. Funny enough, it's really
Yep.
rhymey.
Zivic.
Um, is a captain in the IDF. And then my platoon RTO specialist, McTavish,
McTavish.
is
Yep.
a Palestinian living in Sweden. So they talk quite a bit. They're good hitting
We're
with
just
sentences
we're
about
just
it.
over here doing diplomatic community. We're just making
Very much, yeah.
sure that the world
Now,
can
like,
understand that everybody can be friends.
going back a little bit to where you're talking like, 1 year you get
good
this,
time.
3 years you get that, 5 years you get this and that. I mean, normally I'd be surprised, but like after that, after the interviewing the Clan Arga, the Argentinian Milsim group that we did a few episodes ago,
Yeah.
that like they, I'm not even surprised anymore. It's like they have full on barbecues, and like it'll be
Oh yeah.
a whole weekend. Like they all gather up in this like camping area. And these fuckers, I saw one of the videos they did from the last one. They haven't done this year's barbecue yet. Last These fuckers had a whole hog, like a full on pig. Like they roasted it. Like what the fuck am I doing? I'll be bringing down. I should fucking head down there, fucking bring down some
Uh,
barbecue sauce from Texas or some shit, cause that shit looks amazing.
we actually do quite a bit of meet and greets. Nothing official on our dock, but like due to where I live near the Marine Corps base Quantico. We actually just had a
You're up in
new
Maryland.
recruit join.
I actually drove by Quantico.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty nice.
Well, I live in West Virginia, but I live in the Eastern Band. So we had a guy.
There's a bat in the house.
What the fuck?
Somebody came in. But yeah, we
all I heard was there's
he's
a bat
done.
in the
He's
house.
once he gets back, he's like gotta go.
One second, there's
what
a
do you-
bat in my house for some reason.
Wait,
the pros
Like,
are
wait,
living
what?
in West Virginia,
What was it?
like a bat, like Batman. Let me get a
like
fucking broom, I
Batman.
guess.
All right,
Hey
we'll
man,
take it from here.
you could be like the next Ozzy Osbourne. You bite its head off.
Yeah, there you go. He'll make the news. But yeah, there has been quite a few meetups throughout. Soldiers living near each other. I know a little while ago we just had a couple of our senior NCOs get together in Vegas and take like a weekend there. And they were big into like I don't know the music, but probably like
What, metal?
I'm not really sure. I think it's more of a tech stuff. I don't understand it, but so that was one. I know we had a good group of soldiers, 3 or 4 or 5, probably 5 or 6 actually, that met in like Orlando. And again, really, it's like based around music and concerts. They get together and rent an
Well,
Airbnb.
shit. If that
Um,
was that Vegas group, I would have took them to the damn. There's a gun range. I think it's in northern Vegas. Um,
oh,
it's
that one where you can like fire.
you. They have a chrome-plated fucking M2 Browning you can shoot, and
Yeah,
they have one of the
yeah.
AKs that looks
I've
like one of
throughout
Saddam.
throughout
It looks like one of Saddam Hussein's golden AKs.
There's a few of those I bet, but I know throughout my travels, throughout anytime I travel around the U.S. or around globally, I always make sure first place I go is our website or our Discord here and say, hey, who lives in this area? Because I try personally as the CEO of the unit to meet as many people as I can. Take them to lunch. I do have a coveted Commander's Challenge coin that I will hand out, and the only way to get that custom coin, is meet me, and I'll buy you lunch or dinner or whatever. I've given quite a few of those out throughout. I know 2 years ago I had a trip in Europe, and I met a couple soldiers there throughout that trip
On your
in like
trips,
France and London and stuff like that.
on your
So
trips, what out of all the places you've been
what's that?
to, what was the favorite place you've been to?
Oh, oh geez, uh, yeah, about 2 years ago, 2 summers ago, my wife and I did Normandy, France. We're big World War II history people, or we're just history people in general. So definitely love that era. Spent a week in Paris, spent a couple days. Should have been longer. I would have probably spent a week or two in Normandy and following the Allied advance there, and then obviously we went over to Europe and over to England and London, but definitely Normandy. There's a city there. What the hell was it called? It started with a B. It's just off the coast. It wasn't bombed. It has like this like I don't know 16th century church there.
Are you
Basically,
talking
the
about?
roads were too narrow,
Are you
so
are you talking about the church where the two paratrooper medics were they used as a makeshift hospital?
no, I have been there. I've been to that church, and that's actually pretty cool. I got a lot of pictures from in there. Um, uh, but yeah, actually, the one medic just recently passed away because his grave was there. They buried him there,
Yeah,
actually, just
well,
outside the church in the cemetery.
I actually noticed
And I got this.
they got some of his ash. They wanted him. He wanted to be buried there because of bureaucracy, they someone would have let him. So his family ended up, I guess, take
Uh,
half his ashes, put them in a jar, and then they interned him and on that church. And it was a whole ordeal in the town.
yep. Yeah, he has a whole thing in there.
It's just his initials
A
too
memorial
on
just
the.
outside. The literally the blood stains on the pews are
Yeah,
still there,
there's.
which were pretty freaking crazy to see. And then there was a mortar shell that like you could
I
tell
yep.
the
I watched. How was it? Yarn Hub did a video about this, and I watched it about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I know exactly what you're talking about. It came right through the window and smacked
yeah,
on the fucking tile, or not tile, the
and
rock.
it was a dud. It was a dud, and you see that little impact like where it shattered the marble tile below, and it was pretty cool. Yeah, that whole trip right there
Did you
was something pretty
did
cool.
you
And
by chance?
you know,
I know we're getting off topic a little bit when it comes to Milsim, but have uh, did you by chance get the opportunity to go to Bastogne? Hang on.
never Bastogne. That's definitely we didn't leave France, so I never got over to Belgium. Oh, we were thinking about taking the train over to hit Belgium. My
There's
wife, she's done quite a bit of traveling during college and study abroads, and was in Poland, Germany, and all that, Norway. So
wait,
being able
fucking Poland?
to get over there.
You said Poland?
What's that? Yeah,
Yeah, my mom's side of the
but that
family's
was
from my mom's side of the family's from Poland. My dad, well, not my dad, but my grandfather was a baby when he came over from Polska. Fucking
oh.
there. I can't fucking remember the name of that town, but I know it's
We're getting into
close.
family history in that case.
Well, I was
I
gonna
got
say when it comes to Bastogne,
Talk-
but when it comes to Bastogne, I'll say there's a bar in there that was fuck the stories that what during the whole siege of Bastogne they ran out of like uh, morphine and all this shit. So to help calm the nerves, numb the guys up and shit, this random ass trooper would he'd go to the bar, fill his helmet up with nothing but beer, and he'll rerun it. He'll stop each cot that had a wounded soldier on it, and he'll have him sip it until they get pretty much comfortably numb. Pink Floyd reference right there.
that sounds like a great battle buddy
It
there,
is
taking
no,
care of his troops.
it is known as the greatest beer run
That's
in
funny.
history. They had they
B
hell
double E double R U N beer run.
but
I
yeah,
understand the
they
point of
got
running
the
beer, but
best. Yeah, Bastogne has a whole thing about it that you can buy souvenirs for it. They have hand
isn't
grenade.
alcohol a vasodilator?
Nice.
So doesn't that make you bleed more?
Yeah, it bleeds more. Your blood
Uh,
thins with alcohol.
I don't know.
Probably not the
Back
best
then, they
thing to
probably
do
Maybe,
didn't
for
even know
bleeding.
that.
maybe
They didn't know
today's
that back then.
maybe
You know.
today's fucking alcohol, but like But these guys already had like patched up and shit. They were fucking sitting there and like
It's
they didn't have any morphine for that. Like they had to fucking dig
it
into these
also it
people.
also is a pain reducer as well.
Yeah,
The more you
like
drink, the less you
these
feel.
doctors were going into the fucking patients with no morphine, just shrapnel bullets. So you can imagine the fucking pain these guys were feeling, even after all of that was
Yeah.
done. Sammy Sam asks any plans to visit the West Coast.
Been out there. Nothing
I
on the
just came
docket
from there.
currently.
I just came from there. I fucking hate California.
I go there in a month,
It-
actually. I need to put a TPR in.
No, I had
oh,
to suffer for that shit. The only good part of fucking
well,
California,
you drive semi,
I'll be
so
there
yeah, I
the
get that.
yeah,
22nd to the
I,
Driving.
I
29th.
won't I won't put the entire thing down. The only good part of California that I actually enjoyed was going through like coming up from Nevada, northern Nevada on I-80, and going through the Sierra Nevadas. And I roll, of course, anyone who drove through uh, from outside state going to California, you have to stop at that station. Like it looks like a toll booth or some shit, but it's like for us who drive semis, you have to stop. Hey, what you hauling? Beef, candy? Fuck all I know. I'm just told to go somewhere. Um, but when I roll down the window in the Sierra Nevadas, granted, everywhere else is fucking hot, but that actually felt cool. Like it was cool, crisp air. Felt real nice. Like I drove good 20, 50 miles before I hit Sacramento, and it just felt
Hmm.
amazing. And of course, I hit Sacramento and I had to go down South Modesto, and fucking, of course, I don't know who the fuck pissed someone off. And they fucking temperature just cranked up. So I don't
Hot.
I'll put this fucking out there to the people who are bitching and moaning about the fucking winter being cold. I don't want to hear a goddamn ounce of fucking bitching when it comes to, oh, it's too hot. It's like, motherfucker, you were bitching saying it was too cold. You can't complain now. But so go for, like how you guys do operations and your little meet and greets and whatnot. If everything goes well for like BS6, which right now everyone seems to be enjoying the absolute fuck out of it. Um, could we see 3ID branch off, like send a group to set up shop in BO6 Milsim community, or will you guys just stick strictly to?
I won't ever say no, but it's not something on our radar right now. Like I said earlier, in terms of BF is semi. I think yeah, uh, General Jack Connor said it. I mean, it's semi Milsim, but not really. Um, a lot of games, it's tough. Like, yes, units want to jump in right away on a lot of these because recruitment's probably a little easy, but there's a lot as a like an established unit. There's a lot of logistical stuff that has to go into just picking up a game. Because if you go in and you start
Yeah,
muddling through the beginning, you lose a lot of people in the beginning. There's a lot of drama. There's a lot of issues. There's a lot of everything. When there's not a concise
wait,
plan
hold on a second.
from
Pro League. Human. Wait, is that fucking Human at War? Is that who I'm looking at right now? Like I just see some.
what do
Okay.
you mean?
Hey, why is your shit acting up? It's like static every.
Andrew, your mic is not having the.
Is it?
Yeah, it was like it's like real staticky for some reason, like chunky.
What the hell?
Yeah, your mic is not having the best time right now. I think Discord's not having a good time. My connection keeps dropping in and out.
Does it?
Are you on your
No, but
phone
like
or?
logistically speaking, it is a quite
No,
the
I'm on
daunting
PC.
challenge to just pick up a game and go. There's a lot of paperwork that has to be done, a bunch of other stuff. I do know
It's a
that
logistical
I think
side from recruitment to training to everything.
I was gonna say.
I think that console
Like,
players, because I know console players really like the Battlefield Milsim. That's where I come from, is Battlefield Milsim.
right.
I think Battlefield 6 is going to be a safe haven. I understand that the PvP aspect of Milsim is always really fun. That's kind of where I got started, other than a little bit of PC Milsim before I went to console when my PC blew up when I was a kid. But like,
What the fuck?
it just doesn't
How the
it just
hell do
doesn't
you
make
blow
sense
up a
to like
PC?
not like physically blow up, but it just kind of shit the
Oh.
bucket on me. This was
A
like 2
potato.
years ago when I had like
Just
the
his
you know
side panels
that
just blow
cream
off.
box computer that everyone had as a kid,
Yep.
that like really OG one. Yeah,
Yep.
I had one of those that I was trying to play like Arma 3 on in like 2010. I think the 7th Cavs mod pack exploded my computer. So then I got an Xbox, and then I went and played Battlefield 4 Milsim for a while.
What was your like? What was the unit in
It
Battlefield
was
4
Salty Squid. You know exactly what unit I was in, buddy. I was in First Force Reconnaissance.
Wait, hold the fuck up. Hold no. Hold the fuck. This ain't.
We're in a
Oh
holding
fuck!
pattern here.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Career changes, buddy. Career changes. I play Arma Milsim now.
Dude, your name did not even come across my fucking mind. It's like, yeah, that's an old one of our guys. Oh fuck, me running. Whoo, damn, son. You
Yeah,
took
my boss is here, so don't say anything too bad about how I used to be, but
Well aware.
no, I'll say something like this. Were you there? 'Cause I know Chase and Crow, like, we did a stream with Crow, and you guys were duking it out with them on Siege of Shanghai. Were you? Were you? Ah,
yes,
fuck.
I was there.
You were actually
I
in.
can tell
Did
you
you?
right now, I was extremely there because I was
No, I'm not
Salty
talking in
Squid.
the game of. I'm talking about in like
I was
one of.
in that call,
You were in
that
that
Xbox
call.
call.
That the fucking. Oh shit.
Trust me, I was in that call because I was the officer. I was the company infantry officer for 1FR for 4 years.
Oh fuck, because I know Crow started going off
I was
talking
there
some
for when
mad
we fought
shit.
Crow for. I was there when we fought Crow. I was there when we fought 101A. I was there when we had that
Pro
huge
League.
ass war that. I was there when we had that huge war for
BF1.
what was the Milsim unit key? No, the BF4 one that happened during Christmas 2015 over the Milsim rules that we had implemented.
Oh, Trasker, yeah.
Where it was like 15 units versus like 150. Yeah, I was there for that.
That was a civil war thing.
Ironically, the
Fucking
trip that I'm going,
Flash.
the trip
This
that
is
I'm
history
going
right
on
here.
in, yeah,
That's
there's a
not
lot
my
of wars for
world.
fucking Xbox Milsim. The trip that I'm going on into San Diego next month, I will be going with Colonel C. Chase.
That goofball?
Yep. I have met a lot of people in my life through Milsim. I go on trips with him and I go on trips with the leader of SSO. I go on trips with the XO of 1FR. And just because we're going on people that we met. In the third ID, I've also met one of our staff sergeants came up to West Virginia. I took him to a brewery. And then also we have a couple Marines that serve in third ID that that are all stationed in Quantico, and they came out and I took them to a local clubhouse and we got drinks there. So I think I've met 4 people so far through third ID that are officially on our roster.
I think everyone you've told me, I know I've sent money to buy around.
Yeah, I did not give Donnelly any of that money. I just bought myself 2 rounds.
You just took that money.
course
Said,
So Donnelly, I'm
"Fuck
like, we have to
it."
take a group picture. No, it was actually really funny. So when it
Okay,
happened,
this guy will just get a random Venmo from me.
when it
Wait.
happened, what I did was I messaged Major and I was like, "Hey, can we get funding for a team event?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I'm like, "Me and Donnelly are meeting up for beers." And he sent me $20 and goes, "First round's on me. Get me a group photo." And I was like, "Cool, Donnelly, we have to take a photo." Major didn't give us any money. I'm sorry to tell you this.
All
Oh,
I get is like feet
Nah.
picture.
Cheers. Wait, are you flying out to the West Coast?
Yeah, I'm flying out to San Diego late September for a week.
You going off what, deep sea fishing?
No, not deep sea fishing. We're just our buddy just got stationed in whatever Marine Corps base is in San Diego. So we're going out to visit him.
Shit.
But yeah, you know,
Fucking
we have a
hell.
friend that probably like to go deep sea fishing, but he sucks at fishing, so you know.
How do you suck
a
at
shame.
fishing?
Don't ask me. He's come to visit me, and I live on a lake and a river, and he has not caught jack shit both times he's come to visit me.
What? Okay, I gotta ask. Is it true? Because I heard a rumor that Sea Chase is trying to rejoin the Marine Corps, even though he's a lawyer. Is he trying to re-enlist, or is that just some BS?
It'd be commission. It'd be commission, but that's also his own thing. I'm not gonna go into details of his life. He's not even here to talk about it, so I don't know all the aspects of it.
I tried to fucking set up an interview with him a while back, but I never heard back. So it was like I told him, I was like, hey, bro, probably like to be home around this time. But I tried to shoot him. I mean, might as well do
coming from
one
that
now
aspect of
because
like
you got
Battlefield
all
4 Milsim, I think a lot.
You got a lot of the old hands coming out
Yeah.
for BS6 now.
Oh yeah, no, I think you're gonna see a huge resurgence because like ultimately Arma Reforger is on, you know, it's cross-platform, so you can play it on, you know, PC and Xbox. So like I think before Arma Reforger came to Xbox, they had Hell Let Loose. I know Hell Let Loose was kind of a big thing for console Milsim. But I think Battlefield 6 I mean, Armor Forger is kind of rough on a computer. I can't imagine it on an Xbox.
It was rough.
Fucking controls.
To say rough was an understatement because there'll be times where you think everything's going good, but out of nowhere the fucking your game crashes and you're back in. You have to hurry up, reconnect.
Yeah.
Come to find out, it'll be like some random mod update.
I think Battlefield and Milsim will definitely, you'll see a resurgence of that. I think it will be a healthy place for a lot of people.
Could we see a resurgence of one of our? But to give the people the answer.
Give the people the answer. Is that what the people want?
Because the one I said this before, the one problem I had with the Forger community, and it's not really a bad one, just more like kind of disappointed, is that yes, units have beef with each other, but no one raids another unit. It's like
the drama that you get from Battlefield Milsim, Battlefield Milsim drama was pretty impressive. But it's nice. You're in your own little pocket. You're in your own little safe space.
It's like
also
like
Pro League Human. Yes, I was a competitive sim player at best.
It's like I wanted I always want to see like, hey, you got beef, just duke it out. That's because coming from BF to going for Forgers.
Duke it out. I want it streamed. We can pay-per-view this shit.
Major, when we used to have beef on Battlefield Milsim, you would run Firewatch in your server where you would have guys sitting in there waiting for the other team to show up.
That was only you guys.
Swing fish.
That was only you guys doing that shit.
That is crazy.
That was us. We did it, but also we would pull.
Motherfuckers would be woken up at 3 in the morning.
Our enemies do it. Oh yeah.
Firewatch.
It's why we used to run Firewatch where we'd have like 4 guys sit in our server to just watch in case anyone joined your server, because if someone joined your server and took a screenshot that you weren't defending it, they would just make fun of you in the community chat. So like we'd always have someone there. But like it's funny because when we were hostile with someone else, it would force them to do the same because like we had a very dedicated team. Like that's one thing Salty can say. Like the people that were in our team were extremely dedicated to our team. So like if we said that we were gonna swing, we were gonna go. It started 2011. It ran till 2020 on Xbox. It went to Squad. It's been on Squad pretty casually
the
for the better
last
part of 5 years.
the last Battlefield game
2 years ago, they
was
switched to Reforger and did some Reforger.
the last Battlefield
They're
game
going
that
probably
for
back to 6.
yeah the last Battlefield game for 1FR was BF1, and I still remember this incident well because when it was what was it Jew Kaiser was the CEO of 123rd, which at the time was
Yep.
the largest BF1 Milsim at the time, and
Huge team.
a fucking stupid
For
huge.
Xbox size, huge. They're about 100. They're about 120 members, 130.
Like you could do multiple fucking raids at once.
So yeah, that's how for Xbox Milsim you did things called raids. So you load it into the other team's server. So when you have 130 members, the great thing about it is like if it's me versus you, Major, and you have 20 guys, but you're gonna hey, I need to fill my server, so let me call on my allies. So let me call 2 other teams that can bring 5 guys each. If you have 130 guys, I can raid your server and then send 30 guys to raid your 2 friends that you brought to your server. So now I'm in combat in 3 different servers. So like 1FR could do the same. At our height, we were 80, 90 members, and it was if you were fighting us in our server and you brought friends, we had the guys that were waiting in queue to join our server in your server sitting there with repair torches, spray painting 1FR on the side of Connex crates and stuff.
Not just you guys were.
It was
You guys are
a
spraying
lot of
dicks.
bro. That's
But
chill, dude.
but
Come on,
now
we were like 15 at the time.
but no, like the story for the BF1 incident goes that the way that you guys are worded is that Chase at the time wanted him to use his influence because of the size of his unit to shape it into a way that fuck I have to dig back for this shit. Jesus Christ, you are really fucking making me going down memory lane with this bullshit. But simple
I
from us
was
a simple response is like anyone who did like you want to do I guess I'm still trying to go the whole Trasker route or where the fuck it was called, but for a BF1 World War One map.
so as a mod for BF1 community with Drew Kaiser for 1FR, I can tell you when we went there, they had no rules in that community. So like whatever kit you wanted to run, you could pretty much run, and as long as like I'm a US team, I can use whatever US gun I want. And like one of the things that we did was like we went over there, implemented SIR, which is standard issue rifles. So like it used to be where like you would have these Battlefield 1 was a World War 1 game. It was like, why is everyone using an automatic weapon? It just canonically does not make a lot of sense.
There
So
there were some units would try to just run whatever the fuck they want, but there's also a group like not MAs but like people who were like history enthusiasts saying no, this is what they ran with it. It's like when the U.S. got involved, or when the British had like this, what was it like Lee Enfield #1 or some shit. It was all bolt actions and the fucking automatics had to be
yeah,
ratios
so we
like
implemented.
1 out of
I think the
16 or some
rule
shit.
was yeah, it was it was it was 1 out of it came out to 3. You had 3 per team if you had a full 32. I can't remember the ratio there. It was like 1 for 10 or something like that.
Yeah,
That you could
it's
have automatic weapons that we ended up doing. Which I'm not gonna lie, when Milsim kind of did start to actually follow those rules, it definitely cleaned up on Battlefield 1. I mean, looking at Battlefield 6, it's definitely like I've personally played the beta. When it comes to just like some of the Milsim rules that I remember, like it's gonna be kind of weird because like the engineer on that game gets 5 RPGs and 5 stingers, which is astronomically crazy for a guy to be carrying around.
what are you talking about, BF4?
Without, obviously a snap spine. No, Battlefield 6.
Oh,
Um, yeah,
but
there's some goofy things in Battlefield 6. I think it's a great game, but maybe for Milsim
but
it's going to be a little bit harder to
but
set some rules for.
just to finish out the incident, what ended up happening, I guess Chase said he wanted certain things to happen in BF1 community and certain people to be replaced who were with people who would follow what Kaiser and them was put out. Kaiser didn't like that, and so that same day, not even fucking 2 hours after that, like I guess conversation, or I guess it was like the previous day, and he just thought about it overnight. He makes a fucking post in the community chat saying that 123rd will no longer support 1FR. That opened the fucking floodgate, and like not even 30 minutes later, people were dropping off war docs on 1FR, and it was a fucking cluster. I was
Oh,
there for
man,
that
come
fucking.
on.
I was there for that fight. Shit, that bit.
Historically speaking, when has one of our never just been absolutely clobbered by war docs? Half my job in that team was just reading war declarations, usually all signed by Crow.
Yeah, usually back then it was signed by like one person. It's like, oh yep, here we go, good. We had like everyone and their mother dropping this shit on you. Even what was it, 58th?
Yeah, Major, if you want to get a real laugh, Battlefield Milsim used to drop war docs, and like there would be crazy claims for you to be like, I want you to disband your entire unit. While you're at it, also get a loan. Pay me $2,000.
I don't know who the fuck asked to pay
It was
$2,000.
Crazy ass
it was
shit.
an extremely it wasn't that bad, but it was
It's like you have to
there was some crazy
disband. You
demands in
can't
those war
form.
documents.
So you have to
Yeah.
disband. Can't form a unit for another like 90 days. Like what the fuck is this?
I mean, that's what one of our used to do. We'd just sit in your server until you couldn't do your boot camp or anything
I'm
like that.
a
We'd just sit in
gamer
your
that's
server.
pushing 40. I don't know if I can handle stuff like that. I mean,
It's too much. It's too much.
but you're not too far off, buddy.
Trust me. People have asked me, they're like, "Are you gonna go back to Battlefield Milsim?" I'm like, first off, when I play Battlefield today, not even in a Milsim thing, I'm like, dude, I got fucking my hands look like fucking bird talons. I can't fucking grab a controller anymore. I'm getting my ass kicked on the regular on Battlefield.
Yeah, shit
I'm like,
ain't
I can't
like
even
shit
compete
ain't like it what it used
competitively.
to be, man. I feel the same shit.
I'm like, yeah, keep me to AI. I'll stay to Arma. I feel like I had a fighting chance against stupid Arma AI, and even then, I still poke my head out of my fucking foxhole and get my fucking head taken off, and then Staff Sergeant Iva has to take the first platoon out.
I'm just waiting for fucking. I'm waiting for the game to come out so I can finally see the new Firestorm map or the refurbished Firestorm map.
I just don't understand why
I'm
they
just here
chose
so I don't get
Firestorm.
fined.
Yeah, true.
All right,
Firestorm just
but
doesn't seem like the map of like distinction for Battlefield. I thought Caspian Border would be way before Firestorm.
yeah, I kind of thought that might make a return. That and maybe Caesar Shanghai.
Oh, dude, they're gonna bring all the Battlefield 4 maps back.
I
If you
don't know.
haven't noticed, this
I
new
don't know.
Battlefield is all about nostalgia. When you're in the vehicles, you can put on the Battlefield theme song on the radio. It is just a giant nostalgia grab for Battlefield 6.
Dude, you hear the fucking song in the
Sorry
training
for
in the firing range.
yeah.
But just all right, we're going over an hour. So what is the plans, like the future plans for 3ID going forward?
Oh boy. Well, OPSEC. Next question. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, I would
All
say
right.
I'm gonna let Major answer that one.
So we do have intent, like I said earlier, to getting into Reforger to some extent. That's been something that's been brought up a lot, but now as a command staff team, we're going through our checks and balances, as I mentioned earlier, logistically. To even pick up another game, let alone switch to it being the only supported game, is quite extensive. Definitely at our age and our level that we do things. A game has to have a lot of certain things for us to be able to still maintain our workflow, the things that we do. In terms of like the custom, like I mentioned, the campaigns. So those are completely custom built PBOs and mission files and stuff like that. Zeus is definitely not the same as Game Master. So there's learning side. Reforger doesn't have a lot of the mods that are well tested, stable, 100%. Like we feel comfortable with them. There's obviously a lot of mods out there. Don't get me wrong. And great modders that obviously they've picked up Reforger and doing great things, and our team as well will. But yeah, the overall goal would be to push through there. We do have a finger in on Bellum as that launches. I know there I'm on the founders team, so being able to play a little bit
For
there.
folks that don't know, can you explain what Bellum is?
So Bellum is another, like, it's a platoon focused, like the ultimate like Milsim type game. It's a platoon focused with multiple squads. It's PVE and I think going to be PvP. I think they said, but overall it's created. It's the baby of Karma Cut, which is obviously a very large YouTuber. I've worked and have worked with him quite a lot with Milsim units, as he was one of our early sponsors, and helped us there get off the ground a little bit. I credit him, and to he has obviously 700,000, I think. He just clipped the 700,000 mark on YouTube, and he has lots of different business side adventures. Talked to him. In fact, interviewed him on Milsim Units podcast as well. Him and Barton, his business partner. And so it should be a really good game. You see the video footage. I'm on an NDA, so I can't talk a lot about what is the game. But being able to get in there, I would love to get Third ID in there involved somehow, because that's really what our unit is. We're not a brigade, we're not a division. We're in terms of size, and really a lot of our stuff is infantry, small unit infantry. So being able to have a platoon and go into that game would be pretty cool. But again, it's still on the horizon. It's closed beta right now. We got the Founders Edition that's in there. Supporters are going to get in here, I believe, by the fall time frame to be able to play and check that out. And I assume at that time that's when closed alpha will come around, and then NDAs will stop. To some extent,
Will
but
it be a modern?
um,
Would it be like
yep.
modern military?
Yep.
Would it be like
Yeah. So it is modern. I think the factions right now, there's a Russian. There is a 75th Rangers is their main U.S. faction. And I mean, on their team alone, not only is this thing like obviously it has Karma Cut's backing, but it has Operator Drewski's backing. He's invested in it. Montagoon is he's a big Tarkov guy. He's invested, and he's part of the dev team there too. And then I know Controlled Pairs. He's not a big guy, but he's well known. He's in the range, or was a lieutenant or an officer in the Ranger Regiment in 75th Rangers. So he was one of the technical advisors to get a lot of that stuff right. Um, but the whole staff in general is outstanding. Working and seeing it. They keep the founders edition people pretty up to date on kind of the development and what they're looking on. Again, because we're under an NDA, we can provide guidance and feedback, and so it's a game I'm looking forward to kind of branching out and having more Third ID try it out. But ultimately, it's going to be the unit's vote. It's going to be command staff vote whether or not we want to allocate resources for it. What's it look like? That's a lot of what I do, is I get out there and see the viability of a game. You mentioned Battlefield 6. Like I said, I don't see the viability just yet. Things like Reforger, I've seen that. I've played it. I've got to play it and have some fun with other units that I've met through Milsim units. And then obviously being able to, the next step is, well, let's see what we can use in that game in Reforger and transfer over with what we do in the Third ID. And see the possibility. And that's the stage we're at right now, but we're not looking to jump in until next year sometime. And to make that happen, Bellum, I think their official release is sometime around next year as well, so it might be a 2-for-1, who knows. But ultimately those are the really only two games that we're kind of officially looking at. But who knows? There's other games out there that are constantly being made, and a lot. And again, we don't need to officially support the game to play the game as a unit, right?
Right.
We got people always playing Tarkov. We got people playing Helldivers. We got people playing Battlefield 6. We got people all the time. And that's
Speaking
part of that
speaking
community.
of Helldivers, how excited are you to see that we're going to get a Helldivers 2 Halo 3 ODST collab?
I did not hear that.
I saw. So I saw. It's
Do you see the
the
trailer
most.
that the recent one.
video they posted at the
It's
very end. It clips in
they
and
plus
shows
they
that
there's like the Helldivers thing released like this little broadcast like unknown transmission. If you play it backwards and slow it down, it's the fucking what the fuck's that AI from Halo 3? Is the custodian or what the hell you call it?
Cortana.
No, not Cortana. Halo 3 ODST. The one that guides you through the
Oh,
city.
I can't
The
remember.
superintendent. It's that
I
like
mean,
doo-doo.
yeah,
Fucking
I think it's cool. You know, it's nothing really amazing, but
speaking I'll be
I'm
honest, I just checked this bird. Last time me and you fucking talked was 6 years ago.
yeah, that makes sense.
Hell.
It's been a minute.
Small world when
It
you
wouldn't be my first time.
relapse
It
and come
wouldn't be
back
my
around
first
full
time
I
circle.
didn't even
interviewing.
fucking realize it was him. He's like, you know what? You know what? You know what I mean? I was like,
Oh,
who
trust
the
me, I
fuck?
didn't know it was you. I clicked on you and I saw that we had mutuals, and I was like, oh no, it is him. Surprised he's still doing this.
It's
I
mainly
saw our
just
mutuals with it. I saw 16th Muse Brad in there, and then the Polish team from Battlefield 4's leader on our mutuals, and I was like, small
yeah,
world.
this. Man, I've been doing this mainly as a hobby, or not really a hobby. It's just I don't know something to do. I'm bored.
That's why I had to get away from Battlefield. You know, I did it as a hobby, and it was like it got to a point where it was getting, I'm gonna use the word cancerous,
Yeah,
and it was
there
just,
was
you know,
times
I did this as a hobby. I don't need to
oh
have
fuck
an
yeah,
argument.
Flash, you gonna there was times where unit leaders or unit members would find out another member from a different unit that they have beef with was in the same city. These motherfuckers would go out videotaping like themselves driving around streets and like, oh, he about to get his ass whooped. It's like, what the fuck? Fucking 108's Faticus did that shit when he found out Onyx
Yeah,
was.
cancerous community.
Some people get too far.
Yeah, it's is it
Some
cancerous
take
a
it
little
too
bit, but is it entertaining? You bet your ass it is. Fucking human knows this shit. I know he's
It
still
definitely was
watching.
entertaining, but you know, I'll personally stick to Arma. I'll just get angry with Bohemia anytime the show crashes. So you know, that's just my thing now. I'm
But
tamed
I
and
will
tempered.
say if the Reforger community was to start and post like, hey, you have beef, instead of just going back and forth, just duke it out. I mean, you can set it up to where it's like Everon, just a vanilla Everon with like some weapons like M4, your M4s and all that shit, and maybe in a couple vehicles. Go ham on each other, and whoever comes out on top, good job. That's be it. That would be as far as I go when it comes to saying, or I believe that armor force units should rate each other if they have beef. But I mean, everyone wants to do
I'm not
PVE.
completely on with. Yeah, I think most Arma teams, you know, everyone kind of stays in their own bubble. You know, the third ID in our past, at least during my career, we got to do joint op with the unit, with a shit other unit. It was what, 5 of them up in total. It's nice.
Or that 24-hour app.
Is effectively playtesting a bunch of units. Yeah, the 24-hour op. It was super nice. Because like
Wait,
15th Mu was there, so like everyone had their own little section where like they were running the show for a 24-hour op. So
so
like
everyone was
the
staying up for
15th
24
Mu,
hours?
when we like got to do theirs, yes.
Jesus.
Um, it was hosted by a bunch
Yeah,
of
we've done
different units. I
a
believe the
few
units that
things
we
like that.
chose was Liru. But it was nice because like
Yeah, that was
when we did it, every unit had their own little like section of time that was like, hey, this is like we're gonna show you how we play.
their showcase.
So like for
Yeah,
the
their
15th,
showcase.
we got to do an amphibious assault. I believe his second Rangers were there.
Mhm.
And we got to air assault. They got to use, by the way, awesome fucking mod. The 160th SOAR Chinooks, amazing.
Ah, the Johnny
Simplest things
Cashes.
is like most Chinooks in it. Yeah. Most Chinooks, when you get out of them, you just immediately exit at the ramp. For their Chinook, you actually exit and you're standing inside the Chinook. So you have to like walk out the ramp.
See, I never had that.
So
Like
we have to do a lot of
the
cool
ones
things with those.
the ones we had when I was running with sword 160 sword when back to my set with fucking 75th. The ones that we were using, like as soon as you click the button for exit, it just pop you out the back. It's like, man, this kind of sucks. I never experienced
During
that.
I know during the training that we had for them, one of the things that you got to that they did was that we were kind of clearing a town, and it was the training for the joint op. And one of their pilots came in to evac out, and straight out of like the Vietnam exiting team, where like the Chinook literally landed and dropped its like back door, where it was just sitting on the lip of the wall for the roof of the building. So like you had to vault the wall and like walk inside the Chinook, and then you had to like ace interact with it to like actually board it. So it was like a pretty cool exfil.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean the joint op was really fun. I'm a huge
yeah,
fan of PC gaming now.
there was a pilot in Afghanistan that did that, and the pictures, the video is famous by now.
Yeah, they're
I've
down on top of the
of
roof.
it too.
Yeah.
It quite
Yeah.
literally looks exactly the same.
Believe it or not, that was a National Guard pilot.
Let it go, baby.
I mean, it would make sense
Hey,
because
the National
a
Guard,
lot of those
they
guys are just sitting around, just like doing nothing but training. It's like, of course they're gonna be good at it.
a lot of, I mean, you think about it, like they do the best sniper competition, and usually it's the National Guard that always wins that thing, or in the U.S. Army or the U.S. military. So.
Fucking the Coast Guard gets
My
top
alma
10.
mater always wins.
Fucking
Hey, dude, they got to shoot from a boat.
moving fucking
Take some
target.
skill.
Not even shoot from a boat. They shoot from a helicopter at a boat.
Yeah. We actually have a member of our team that's joining the Coast Guard. I had to write a what is that thing? Letter of recommendation for him. Because he'll be joining the Coast Guard, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, letter of recommendation, like character evaluation. Effectively, he asked me to write one for him. Once again, so I do a lot of our leadership courses for Third ID.
That's
this is something that I like
curious
to do.
That's because that's the first time I've ever heard like someone from Milsim writing a letter
so
of
it's
recommendation.
just something that I guess well, so he's committed. So I do a lot of our leadership courses. So I always tell people that like I rather have them flop on an interview that they have to do for the Third ID rather than them go into their real life and flop on a interview for a job. So like we have a couple guys that are going through their first NCO board this month. Chief Specialist McImer and Specialist McTavish. And I'm doing a mock. I did a mock board for them last week, and I'm doing another one this weekend just so they can get trained up. Because once again, some of these guys are like 18, 17 years old. Never had like a real kind of like interview. So like my big thing is like once again, it's a hobby.
That's another thing I believe that's
if you can learn something out of it, like awesome. So like what they don't train you how to do an interview.
No, like in high school,
they don't teach you, life skills.
They don't teach you adult skills. Like the one thing I thought about this when I was in high school. It's like there should be a class because you're about to get your ass kicked out of the school and kicked into the real world. You should at least be taught how to do your taxes, like file for a mortgage,
balance your checkbook, do your taxes.
Yeah,
yeah.
And fucking
change a tire.
Well, that's auto shop. So auto shop got that one covered. So and do oil change, of course. And what was the other one? I was just gonna say it as soon as you said change the tire. Fuck. Well, write a resume. They should teach you that, but they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of bugs me because you teach them that.
Not many do.
As a college graduate, I can tell you that much. They don't teach you in college either.
And that's a fucking problem.
They don't teach you in college either.
I'm looking at we're at like 1 hour 30 minutes and 30 seconds. It's like what the people tune in. It's like what the fuck am I listening to?
Barely had any questions. Good.
But
Yeah, I feel like it's been a lot of story time.
well, yeah, we'll catch it
Yeah.
up. Fucking some
So
blast
this time, this one
blast from the
time.
fucking past. I was not because he said we got the officers coming in, and I saw your what was it? I'm gonna screw up. A bird.
My method.
The
Yep.
you from one afar did not cross my mind whatsoever. 'Cause I can't remember like
I was major 1FR senpai and major 1FR legend.
the last time I came across a guy from one FR was the Navy or yeah the Navy was it 248 or some shit or AKA
Yeah,
Kratos
something
or
like
some
that. I
shit.
remember that kid.
He's still over in he rejoined 75th at
Please
the
don't tell me they're still playing Battlefield 4, man.
huh?
Please don't tell me they're still playing Battlefield.
Oh no Navy's over in Reforger. I know he's over he's rocking with the
We had
PS6
to have
unit.
2 members from 1FR and 3. We've
Wait,
actually had
wait, is Saxon the Great still around?
4 members from our journey. We've had myself, the people that I know that still do Milsim, or at least that
Don't tell me Burns is
I've
still doing
seen in the 3rd Infantry Division have been, I don't know, was Lewis, who is champ from 1FR.
Oh fuck!
Staff Sergeant Donnelly, who is our NCOIC of S2. Donnelly is in 3rd Infantry Division. Recently, actually, Soldier of the Quarter, Donnelly.
Yeah.
Carria, who was the armored for 1FR, retired as sergeant years ago. For the I mean, we show up. I saw Jado from Field Team open a ticket for 3rd ID about a year ago.
I don't understand why.
So, you know,
I never.
it's nice to see familiar faces.
Field Team Regiment. I never understood why they crashed. Like Craig stepped down, and it was like someone else took over, but then Craig came back. I guess he wanted to get back in.
I'm gonna keep it complete honest.
Internal beef or some shit. It's like what? They retired a name.
I don't know why they were best buddies with us. They were really. We were not nice to them. We used to always be like, "Hey, let's scrim," and they're like, "Hey, we're only an infantry team. Can we just do an infantry map?"
With them.
Then we would. We had a great relationship, but we'd ask to scrim them all the time. Be like, "Hey, let's do a joint training. Let's
would
scrim."
Would it just be you guys, or would it
and
be
they'd be like, "Yeah, put on infantry
map?
map." Like, we don't have armor air assets, and then we put on like SBM or like Air Storm. Yeah, versus field team. It'd just be like 32 on 32 with both. Because both teams were like the size to do that.
Would it just be? Was it just 1FR and FTR, or would it be like, or would it be 1FR SSO and then FTR or some shit? I know 1FR had.
Would show up occasionally.
Yeah, 1FR always had a tendency to bring SSO into shit. It's like because I was in 5MR when that was my. I want to say 5MR was my second unit because my first unit was 42nd MD.
I meet up with the command staff of SSO all the time.
Jesus.
Like Newt's a good friend of mine. He only lives like 2 hours from me, so like I see him all the time. In fact, I'm going to see him in California. Like all the guys that I game with and this is what I tell people about like Milsim is that it's a great time. Like you can meet great people and have a fun time. So I recommend anyone who's possibly watching and are like, I don't know if I want to do this. Go do it. It's fun.
All right. You're going on about hour and a half and hour and 35 minutes. Gentlemen, is there anything else, like anything before we cut it for today that you guys want to leave out for the people?
No, I would say if obviously, Coming from the R. Okay. Yes, we are.
I gotta act
We're
like I do
always
my job in
recruiting.
front of my
So
boss.
be sure to check us out. Yeah.
Um,
Maggie, where are you? We need someone here. Uh,
but
but no,
anyway,
appreciate you having us on. Talk a little bit about the third ID.
wonder if this will increase my odds of getting on that podcast of yours.
Oh, so it's twofold.
Yeah, fuck it.
Uh,
I seen y'all's.
we could probably work something out.
See, I seen y'all's podcasting. I was like, I, I came up with a little difference. Like, I see how you guys had a little. When we were building up to this, you were asking, is there a set question list that I have?
Mhm.
Part of me was really wanting to type in. It's like, hell no, we just raw dogged this thing. That was gonna be my fucking message.
Isn't that
That
how
was
all
gonna
the
be my
interviews
reply.
go?
Pretty much, I mean, we just go and fucking. I always feel like, hey, if you have a set list, they're always gonna know what to say. But if you hit them with these questions out of left or right field, then they're gonna like, okay, they're gonna have to think. I always want to keep people on their toes, you know.
That works.
But anyway, gentlemen, thank you, and of course, Bird, welcome back. Thank you for taking time to join out your busy day, and happy Friday, and enjoy your weekend. Uh, those of you who just tuning in, this stream will be on YouTube in the later evening, likely before midnight. I guarantee you that. So if you missed anything, or you want to go back and re-listen to this whole stream, just stand by on Milsim News Network on Twitter or X, and we will have it all ready for you. Again, gentlemen, we thank you all for taking time out of your busy day to join us, and we'd like to thank our unofficial sponsor, Michelob Ultra. If you're looking for a superior tasting beer that with fewer calories, look no farther than Michelob Ultra. You must please drink responsibly, and you must be 21 of age or older to purchase. Thank you and all, and have a